Hello everyone, this is Shadow here, and today we're going to be doing the second VOD review. This time it'll be Sannakaji versus ShipShape. I'll be joined with Teknix this time. Again. Say hi, Teknix.
Hello everyone, Teknix here, and yeah, hope you enjoy the video.
Alright. So, I really like both teams in the VOD review.
Before we start, hopefully this video should be better than the last one. Should be less interferences and stuff and lag. Hopefully we solve the problem.
Yeah. So, it was kind of an awkward start, but the first map mode would be Inkbot Art Academy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be a little delayed, so I might not catch up on some things, but I think it's fine.
I gotta say both of these comps look pretty decent. Oh.
Yeah. I would say that the Kensa roller on Sannakaji's end wasn't that good of a choice, but everything else
Yeah,
was decent. I think Vanilla Jet is not as good as Sea Jet because of the Stingray.
it's pretty alright.
But I think both comps are fine. I do think though that Splatter Shot should have went K Shot, just because it's just objectively better with just a better kit. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
K-Shot or T-Tech, either one.
Yeah. So right now,
I feel like ShipShape's going a very supportive route.
ShipShape is definitely
As we
going
see, we
with
have
support. There's Rapid Deco this time and 96 Gal, which both are pretty good support weapons, and then there's Rapid Deco, which is kind of a backline, kind of not. Right here, I think Ship should have regrouped, but Casserole did go for a good kill.
Yeah. They were just at the wrong place. I mean, wrong timing.
Yeah. So I think
that bomb rush was perfect timing, though.
Yeah, I think he popped it a little early, but it's good that he got the kill though, and now that gave Taya, I think, a good opportunity to push up.
Right here, I think Sannakaji should have split up a little bit because they were having two on the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And as you see there, Taya definitely took some damage on the tower right there, and then when she got off, she definitely died. So that just leaves those two and messes up Sannakaji's push. So if you're going on a tower, just leave one.
Yeah, because if the thing is with going more than one person on the tower, if, for example, let's say an Inkjet and Bubbles go on the tower, which Bubbles is much more rare, but you get the idea.
So if you're going on a tower, just leave
now,
one tower.
All three people on the tower or two or four would just die. So now that's either a wipe or a lot of people dead. Which right here, Sannakaji does get a lot of good picks. Right here, Sannakaji has a great push going. I think Taya was using the Tetrals to their advantage. So I think Sannakaji kind of went a little uncoordinated.
It was really bad.
So let me go back.
She did get picks from it.
So here, I think Azul should have went back if there was communication, because they could have been on the tower. And also, when Taya jumped in, I think it was a bad jump, but at least she got close. that was a bad auto bomb rush as well, in my opinion, because Sannakaji was already regrouping and no one was in middle. Maybe it was for paint, but auto bomb rush. Auto bomb rush can't paint, so I don't think it was good.
If they were going for
So
paint,
yeah, that.
I think ShipShape already had map control at the time, so they really didn't need that
Mhm.
additional.
Also, I think if they were going for paint as well, Pine could have just painted. I mean, that's what it could have been that simple. So, unless Pine was dead, there wasn't a reason to pop auto bomb rush. But we're going back into Sannakaji pushing. And Kevin does die here. Yeah, it was kind of uncoordinated. It was a decent push. It's just they messed up on some parts, which was Kevin. I think overextended a little too much. Right now, ShipShape has 2 specials, which those were good. That was a good splashdown jump. I'm not sure if they knew that bubbles were there though.
Yeah, because if they knew, they could have delayed a little bit, and they could have destroyed all 3 bubbles.
Yeah, and I think they didn't. I think they just splashdown jumped to splashdown jump. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what it looked like at least. So right here, Sannakaji is pushing up again. ShipShape right here gets Kevin flanks. Marsh gets the tower down, so that means 2 people are dead. Marsh gets a great pick on the roller, optimizing the blaster's range, damage chip, and all that, and shooting behind walls to its advantage. Armor is popped, but here is the thing: ShipShape Pine overextends way too much, and so does Kevin. So now Marsh is
Only
the
one
only
ending.
one, which then
I also want to
yeah.
say, if you could go back,
Mhm.
uh, keep going.
Right here.
When they had their specials. Yep, right here.
Yeah.
So right along here, they pop armor, they pop bomb rush. I definitely think they used it at the wrong time. It's very good special coordination, but I do think they popped it at the wrong time. They could have waited for it delayed a little bit more.
Yeah.
That would give March some more delay and protection on the tower. Because now everybody
Mhm.
dies here, and they just get wiped. They don't have any armor to fight Sannakaji anymore because they popped it early, and the
Yeah.
bomb rush already left, so they have no more pressuring tool.
hmm I would say use a just in case armor if the enemy team is put is already regrouping and stuff, and you don't know what they're gonna do next. But at that moment, they Sannakaji was still getting out of base.
Mhm.
I think
I think there was no reason to use the armor
so.
at that time because they didn't have any checkpoints to
hmm
go. So if if Sannakaji does pushes up on them, I mean they're not stuck in one place. They still had a couple of more points to go in order to go to the second or third checkpoint.
Yeah. So that was that wasn't that I think both teams had a lot of stuff to work on that game. But this game was well, there was a lot of flaws on both teams as well. But I think it was a good game watching it. Um, but are you, is there any more thoughts on the tower control match though?
No, not that much really. Just special coordination and being aware of your push.
I'd say not even just special coordination, but coordination in general.
Yeah.
And I think both teams needed to work on map awareness, which when I'm saying map awareness, I'm saying that you have to be aware what's on the map and need to know what to do in the map. So for example, it's the reef and everyone's on the right tree area, now you can go on top mid to counter their push if they're all like deep right tree, if you
Mm-hmm.
understand. Maybe I should go and send you for it, but I think it's a good example even without the image. I might edit it in if it's still just to make sure,
Oh,
I
before we
guess.
start the second match, I just want to also mention that game awareness doesn't only have to apply to you. This could also apply to your teammates. But when you see something in game awareness, you gotta make sure you call it out as well. So that way your teammates have it's somewhat of a visual in their own heads to know what you have so they can push because you're very close to art. They can they have to help you because you're very low and such and such is on the left side. So just make sure you call it
Yeah.
out to your teammates as well.
Another example would be, guys, there's everyone on the left side. Um, you go on the mid. I'll go behind you. Let's try to get a good push there or something. Um, Map awareness can come in many forms, like specials. I'm almost to armor. Let's try to get a push here since I have an armor and we can go there. Stuff like that, like what Teknix
Hmm.
said. Um, that's my thoughts on game awareness. Now let's move on to the next game. Double bubble on Sannakaji. I would say that's kinda weird, but I like how they're running suction bomb rush to complement the bubbles.
Yeah, most definitely.
Right here though, I think when Taya flanked, Taya and if it was a higher level gameplay, Taya probably would have died because it took her a while to go up the wall, which every team has to realize on Starfish. We need to flank or watch the flank. Which, at least from my experience with Starfish, if you flank on that stage, you have to be aware that the enemy team will watch it, or we have to be careful if they flank. So that's my thoughts on the flank. But right here, ShipShape gets a wipe, which now ShipShape needs to coordinate specials. Which they're going rapid deco, which I'm not sure is a good choice on this stage. Nor is V shot because it isn't. They don't have much special pushing weapons except for the inkjet. What are your thoughts on both teams' comps and the flank on the left so far?
I think both teams' comps are pretty alright. They're kind of mediocre. Double bubble on Sannakaji's, and I think it's another double armor on
Mm-hmm.
ShipShape's team. But I
ShipShape.
think they're pretty doing pretty good. All right, they're doing okay managing. For the flank, I definitely think she could have got up the wall faster. But her waiting out a little bit was definitely good because she's assessing
Yeah,
the situation first, then then she's going to react, which she did.
yeah, exactly.
And while I was talking, I think that was a perfect splashdown by Casserole. And I think one of the only reasons why you should use splashdown in order to kill and not as a panic button.
I agree. It can be used as a panic button in some situations, but not in all, because there's that risk of getting splashdown cancelled, which is pretty common in higher level gameplay. Higher level, not high. I mean, it's common in high, of course, very common, but higher level gameplay in general. But Casserole does die by Taya here, and now here's the part where ShipShape did fall apart. Um, quite a bit. So right here, I'm gonna start analyzing their gameplay. So right here, Taya, Azul, and Slosh were all in one area. It's kind of in the same area. Taya's keeping up the pressure while Azul is watching the snipe area, and Slosh on the left, which means they're separating. Now they're all watching and covering all areas. Kevin is going to be flanking on the right, which I think they definitely should have called out that there's someone there. It was bad coordination on ShipShape's end because someone's armor did get shredded. So I think Kevin should have been more aware that they were there.
Mm-hmm.
Which Taya just stalls out the fight, which gives Azul a chance. That was good coordinate. That was just a good play. Taya stalling out the fight, giving Azul a chance to push up was just good. I think that was, and it wasted time.
It definitely did.
Sadly, it didn't. They didn't waste. Sadly, it didn't waste ShipShape's resources because no one was there. It was one person there, which was pretty bad, and 3 people on the left. So yeah, Pine comes a little late.
96.
And they miss their shot, which is bad, especially for a gal. So then Taya gets another kill,
And that was
which this is how they're starting to fall off.
which was a valuable resource right there because that's the armor,
Yeah.
or at least one of them.
So now there's only 1 armor left and a splashdown, which Kevin's still coming out of spawn. Now bubbles are out to stall them out, and I don't know why they splashed down there.
I think it was bubble defense or
Honestly,
something, but I don't know. I don't think it was.
I think they popped bubbles slightly before the splashdown came out. Yep, they went down before the splashdown came out, I'm pretty sure. Now Pine respawned, but it's too late. They waited too long to cap the zone 1. ShipShape did. Then they stalled them out too much. They should have started fights. They should have went in a team push instead of all of them going on the right and leaving Kevin behind. And I think they should have used their specials more to their advantage.
I also want to add that I think they could have done a little bit better at getting their specials because I felt that the first 2 picks that Taya got, and once they got the zone was, I felt like they were feeding a little bit, like not too much. They didn't really know Taya and Azul was there, but when they have the zone, you gotta
I should have known that Taya was there,
expect
though.
that something's gonna be there. So.
Mm-hmm. If Sannakaji was just in all like one whole area and there's everyone on the left, then that'd just be bad on Sannakaji's end.
So yeah, you gotta expect.
But it didn't happen.
You gotta expect them to be somewhere lurking, because that's actually the job of a roller, to shark.
Mm-hmm. So I think ShipShape was messing up a lot on that game, especially in the end. But I hope watching this video, they'll understand what to do next time in a situation like that. So let's go into Rainmaker's Sturgeon now. So first of all, I think sometimes going a V-Jet instead of C-Jet in this situation is a good idea because Ray can be it could be amazing on the stage or trash.
It's also because Sturgeon has a height factor to it, so if you're really good at Ray, yeah, sure, you can take it out, no questions asked. But I think if you don't really have that Ray aim, just put 10 missiles out. It still puts pressure on the team and the Rainmaker as well.
Yeah. So right now, 2 people are down from Sannakaji, which I wasn't really paying much attention to what happened. So right here, Azul gets pop and Kevin dies by pop. Pine wins the fight up against Azul though, but ShipShape Sannakaji kind of messed up with not letting Slash have enough pain on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I realized Sannakaji doesn't have a true support. Azul isn't running like a supportive splash build. They're more running Slayer's splash.
I also want to say, I guess for the 3rd time, unedited, that I don't like the way that ShipShape was running, because the left side of the map isn't really the fastest way to go. And as you see here, they kind of got shut down pretty easily. Yeah, they got to 32, but if you went the sponge route, which is I think it's somewhat fast as the regular route, but you also have more support by your teammates, so you won't get cornered by a Ray, or you won't get cornered by a Tenements who's pushing you up, and you're just getting trapped by the other team,
Yeah.
which Sannakaji does.
Then Sannakaji goes to the left route, which I disagree with. The sponge route would have just been 10 times safer. You see, that's Taya was there,
Yeah.
which notices the map weakness on ShipShape's end and counter them.
I think there was a little bit of weakness on Sannakaji's end too, because 3 of them went on the left side. Maybe only 1 stayed alive, but Taya was the only one really functioning on Sannakaji's end besides the Rainmaker. Because they were diverting the ShipShape's attention from the Rainmaker.
Yeah. So that's what both teams did wrong in this stage. I think they need to pick better routes, because right now the roller does get a pick. I don't know what that transition was on my part, but the roller goes into mid and gets a double kill, which gives ShipShape a good chance to push up, which they go on the right route, which is good, but they should have went sponge. They really should have went sponge. Kevin was too late to go in the fight, which I guess giving the team jumps was fine, but they needed to help the Rainmaker. Objective is more important at times.
Yes. But Kevin regrouping right
Most
here
times.
is still pretty good on his end.
Yeah. I would have still went for objective though.
Yeah.
But roller in the middle and Azul there as well. So right now, I think Slosh overextends. I mean, excuse me. I think Slosh definitely overextended.
Yeah, because they just got clobbered 3-1 right
Yeah.
there. I want to say this is a bad push on
Yeah.
Sannakaji's end, because you just diverted all your resources into Courtyard, where ShipShape was with the remix, and basically shredded you guys
Yeah.
up.
So then,
You gotta make sure you have someone
yeah.
protect the Rainmaker, and maybe 2 people try to engage the fight in Courtyard, but not everyone.
Mm-hmm. Now I've watched this a lot
Yeah.
now, but I think now I've actually started to realize that Sannakaji's weakness is that they don't have a true support. I think Splash, if the Splash played more defensively and more supportively, I think they would have been able to get some better pushes going. But they don't have the they usually don't have the armor. They don't have the support, or the support that's painting. Supports are important, and Sannakaji isn't running it. I'm not saying it's impossible to run no support, but it's super important to winning your matches, because that's the meta right now. But Slosh does get an amazing triple kill, which then Kevin's the only one alive. I think Slosh kinda overextends, but she was already in a position where they could have. They would have probably died anyways. Kevin was feeding. He could have just stayed there, but there's already jumps there anyways. Marsh was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now it's only Casserole.
I don't say Taya is regrouping.
I think that Casserole... Okay, first of all, I'd say that it was good that they got the kill. But do you think that they should have went for that? I want your opinion on this.
Could you go back? I think I missed.
Okay. Wait, let's see. Sorry for background noise, but so look at this. So Kevin, let me move up.
Kevin definitely fed right
so,
there.
Right now, yeah. So right now, 3 people are down on ShipShape, and Casserole's the only one. Rainmaker's right here. Casserole moves up. Casserole does get the Rainmaker.
That was definitely.
But do you think
it would have been a feeding, because let's say Taya doesn't pay attention to that, and actually keeps on the Rainmaker route, Casserole would have been overextending behind the Rainmaker and has to paint on the stacks to get onto to follow the Rainmaker. By then, they lose time. But I think it was just I don't want to say lucky, but a coincidence that's how it backed up in that case.
Yeah. I also think that they invested too much resources on painting on the left route. The left route, like what we were talking about, is very unsafe. So,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
they really should. They have to remember about resources and how important it is to have everyone try to do a job so then they could all so they can all be a good team. So what were your thoughts on that game?
On that game, I think they were good on both ends besides the whole Rainmaker thing going on the left side. Just go straight to Sponge instead. Um, I want to say, go back to your point about Sannakaji's comp, about their no armor, no support comp. Having an armor is not a necessity, but it is recommended and it is good.
Heavily
Unless
recommended.
unless your team's
Um,
entire point is to destroy armor.
I hate armor. Um,
Just be more aware. I
but
think you guys using Kenzo Roller, I think that's supposed to be your support, at least from my eyes. I think that's the thought behind it. But if that were to be
I
true,
can't really get
you
to
gotta try to
them.
be less slayery and sharky.
I think Azul would probably be the support because it's splash that can paint and it's more of a hybrid Slayer support.
Yeah.
I'd say either Slosh or Azul. Either of you guys need to play more supportive because right now with your comp, there's 3 Slayers, which makes the anchor kind of all by itself, kind of, not fully. And then now there's no support, so now everyone has to do like capping zone, which I think the double bubble comp actually would work. That's one of the reasons why the double bubble comp would work because now you can paint more with it. But those are my thoughts on Sannakaji's comp. And also in the last game, I think that ShipShape and Sannakaji are both wasting too much resources on too many things, which were kills. Splatoon isn't a kills game. It's objective. And everyone has their own things that they need to do. Usually the standard comp is 2 Slayers support and anchor. So 2 Slayers would be going for kills or helping the team out with kills and making sure the enemy team is dead. While protecting support and anchor, helping them to stay alive. Supports are supposed to be helping people win fights with painting the floor, and spamming subs, getting armors if they have an armor and stuff. And anchors, which are supposed to be getting chip out, helping teams with pressure, and outranging players to get good kills. So maybe that was a bad explanation on anchor, but if you have all 2 Slayer and a support, and those 3 players are going for kills, I don't think the anchor is trying to do its job, which is kind of also going for kills. This is what I'm seeing from ShipShape right now. I think it's bad synergy. All players have to figure out their roles on the team. Just have a discussion with your team, anyone. Have a discussion, talk about your roles and what you want to do. Then just understand this, keep on remembering about your discussion, and then your team will eventually grow to become a better team. That's what I have to say. Anything else you have to add on?
I think that was a great point But I also want to add to your support argument. Maybe a little bit of a comp recommendation. You don't have to follow by it. Just you can always go Flingser Roller instead of Roller. Maybe try experimenting that out because Flingser does have a
Yeah,
good
yeah, yeah.
supportive kit. So if you don't want to change up the splash, you could always try Flingser Roller. It's pretty decent, kind of underrated in my opinion. In replacement of the
Mhm.
splash, maybe try going Zap or
Junior,
Junior.
Zephyr
Yeah,
Junior. I would say Zap would be the better transition.
yes, because you can still maintain your aggression, but it's just a
Yeah.
recommendation. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong
Yep.
by keeping your comp and getting results. But just a
Yeah.
recommendation.
Okay. So now let's go into the next game.
Hmm.
Space. All right. Let's do this. So Clamless Reef. Me and Teknix both understand that. We both think this map is very underrated in the in maps mode term combinations. The only thing that isn't that good about it is the bridge, which slows down the matches.
Which creates this
But
big
I think this,
stalemate.
like, yeah, which was definitely known in the what was it? Takedown versus Royal Court scrim.
Yeah.
But right now, two people died from Sannakaji, which was formed from overextending, which Sannakaji kinda just pushed up too far without doing without having posture. Roller, I don't know why he rickrolled there, but I think he probably did it for pain and pushing up, but I don't think rickrolling should ever really be done from my point in view. I'm not a roller main. You can prove me wrong, but I think rickrolling, or just I say rickrolling. You shouldn't really do it. It's the movement is too obvious. It isn't like Octobrush or Inkbrush where you can just juke.
Hmm.
It isn't like that. But okay, we need to go back
Yeah,
into the
just
game.
could you go back a little
There
bit?
was an amazing flank from Pine.
A
Okay,
little,
like this.
yeah, right here. Where Eisen's getting pressured
Okay.
by, I want to say the splatter shot and the one person on bridge. I
Oh
definitely
yeah, yeah,
think
yeah.
right here they could use baller, maybe save themselves because,
Also, he should have thrown the power
yeah,
clam, so then they wouldn't
it
see
would have
him.
been a better position.
Because then that's exactly what happens again. Pine, they see where he is, so then he dies. Teams have to realize about throwing the power clam, which Slosh could have just found perfect timing to do it. It's just something that your rollers are kind of used to doing, but you could have just moved around and stuff, and then got the camp jump instead of rolling and in circles and stuff because there was someone on you as well. So it's a 2v1 situation, Slush being the only one alive. Now everyone's respawning. Good thing Slush didn't find any fights. They already got regrouping done. And now there's a big, but there's like 15 there's 3 bubbles in the mid area, so now they had to back up. I think Mars should have called it out so Pine wouldn't have pushed up. And I think Mars should have gotten the pick on who is that? Marsh there? No. Oh my god. I forget his name, but he should have gotten the kill. Okay, I'm gonna pass it off to you because I'm talking too much.
Definitely. I want to say it's great. Map controlling by Marsh. They're definitely putting paint on the floor, opening pushes by ShipShape's side.
Mm-hmm.
So, which Clambett's is a map control focused game. It's how you make pushes and how you can score. I want to say right here that I think Marsh should have passed the ball here, and I think they wasted time because Azul.
Marsh, they wasted too much
Because
time.
Azul, on the other hand, just flanked and got the scoring in before ShipShape
Yeah,
was about to score. I mean, it was a great push,
yeah.
but you just gotta be a little bit more quicker because let's say you get kills and they respawn, Sannakaji respawns, you're losing more time of collecting clams and throwing in.
Mm-hmm. I would say, I'm gonna pause. Instead of pushing, instead of getting kills and then collecting clams, how about you collect clams first, so then everyone has enough clams to pass, and then score. Let's see how this whole situation would have turned out with them picking clams before here. So right here, they would have passed. Wait, Kevin should have just went back. He probably didn't realize it, but Kevin, there's a clam behind him. But if they just had clams before it, they could have just scored. It took them about 7 seconds for them to score there, which they didn't even score.
I also saw that they had auto bomb rush there. I think Marsh could have also went in or at least passed the ball again to someone like Casserole and then pushed in, and then use their Booyah Bomb to kill any people who drowned in because they wanted to kill the person who scored from scoring again.
Yeah. I think that also if Marsh definitely should have passed the power clam to Casserole because Slayer would hold the power clam better than an anchor. I think it's kind of self-explanatory because the anchor is supposed to be staying back while the Slayer is supposed to be pushing up. But yeah, should I continue playing the video?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going right here. So now, Sannakaji's in an amazing position. Auto bomb rush in a situation where nearly no one was in that mid area. So now, Pine has 8 clams, but they didn't pass it. So now there is bubbles charged. They can just pop these bubbles, which unfortunately, the carbon does flank with Pine. But Pine should just pass clams to Pine. They really
Pine's
should.
in a great position right now to score.
They literally could just push up into if they just passed Pine clams. They are now, if they just passed clams, they would have been able to score.
Right here, I think it was a kind of a bad armor. I understand it was a good armor for self because Knight could have easily attacked and went over and contested you, but then again, afterwards you didn't really have to stay there. You just had to move to a different area. You don't have to fight mid if there's the side still unbalanced. Lose the battle, win the war is something I would go with.
Yeah. So right now, Sannakaji did get a good push, which if you're playing Reef, which you in the Scrim Wars, you will definitely play it again. Please watch the car, which is in the basket. Please watch that area. If it zones, try your best to get that objective in that area. You can watch a flank from that area if you don't even need to check map if someone's watching a flank in that area. If you don't watch Kara and Reef, then there's just going to be millions of flanks on that right area. And if you protect right car, if you're defending, if you're on right car, now you can watch right Reef. I mean, you could watch that right flank. You can protect the scoring area. And now, you're just in an amazing position. So just focus on car. That's what I know, at least about this stage. Car is so important. Just remember about
going ham on that car.
But yeah, just focus on it. It's very important. Now there's even more clams. The bowler was an amazing push, but they could have just scored, I think. Kaya just could have scored.
I think there could have been better positioning by ShipShape's end because they kind of cluttered right there, trying to kill Taya and Slosh during the alleyway.
Mhm.
But it's a perfect,
That's what I'm talking about. On focus on everyone's role on the
yeah.
team, because only the two Slayers should have went there.
But I mean,
The support and an anchor
it
should
was a
have went
perfect
somewhere else.
setup on that last couple of seconds in overtime where Taya and Slosh did spawn camp them and slow down the game so that they didn't score and get a
Mhm.
overwhelmingly good push on their end.
Yeah. So anything else about Reef? Wait, actually, no. What do you think should have happened on Reef?
Mm, I think ShipShape just gotta keep in mind that they need to push and maybe be better at coordinating your pushes or being more faster because they didn't score at all, did they?
No, they
No.
didn't.
You just gotta keep in mind map control and how you coordinate with your teammates. So just make sure you
Yeah.
have map control and just go in, try to score.
Mhm. So I would say that literally everything that Tech said, just on the Reef car. Please remember about it. It's just a single car. I'm not saying the car in specific. I'm just saying the call out place of car. I'm teaching you call outs. But let's focus on that area where the car is because it's
Yep.
important.
Nope.
Anything else?
That should be it.
All right, let's go.
Splatzone's anchovy.
AKA the best map, the best match of this
Yeah,
game.
best match. Best match.
Not because of the gameplay. Nah, the gameplay.
Nah, nah, nah.
Who cares about the gameplay? There's one part that made me smile. So right here, I think Pine should have went for an early armor.
Definitely should have because I think they could have gone base for armor or that right side that's almost has no ink.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been gone for armor, early armor.
Yeah. Short rant. I think Pine's playing too aggro.
I certainly agree.
They're playing more. They're playing more of a fighter than a support, which do what you want. But I think 52 Gal is just a
96.
better.
Oh, 52. Sorry.
It's just better for um picking fights and all that stuff because of the wall fast fire rate and now special spam.
Yeah.
It's just better for slaying, and Gal is more for supporting. If you want to continue playing with Slayer Gal, do what you want. But yeah, that's what I have to say about it. Pine frontlining.
Shouldn't have
Don't
happened.
Casserole should have been. Casserole or Kevin should have done that. That wasn't a good bomb rush in my opinion. They were doing it in one area where they didn't need to throw it, and now there is 3 people in one area. Which, if Casserole didn't frontline that hard, I think ShipShape could have gotten a better coordinated push. Which goes back into what we've been talking about this whole everything about this. I think you just need to work on coordinated pushes.
If Casserole didn't,
Kevin get
oh,
Slosh gets a good
if
fight.
Casserole didn't go that
Sorry.
aggressive and probably try to pair with someone, they could easily knock off Taya and Aizen in that one corner and lock them out from there.
Mm-hmm. I think that Casserole. I think right here also. Wait, no. Forget I said anything. Let's go. Let's move on. I'm sorry. I have 3 brain cells and I forgot what I was gonna say. Right here, Pine is frontlining again. I think they're playing too aggro on a stage like this.
Mhm.
Like the main reason why Gao is used on this stage is because of its long range, controlling space and damage. If you're gonna be slaying with it, then I'm not sure you should be going Gao on this stage. Because you're just gonna feed.
Anchovy is a more
Which Pine flanks.
Anchovy is a more long range stage, and right here, Pine shouldn't have flanked either because you're a armor. and not of a Slayer. So if you want to do that, try to play something else, not armor. That's kind of more team dependent, and
Yeah, you can go some Deco. Actually, that'd be a better
yeah,
idea than just not going Gal.
I forgot about Deco.
But yeah, same. No one uses it. But right now Kevin gets a great burst bomb, and now ShipShape can just get a great push. But Kevin pushes up too far. That was just overextending. Wait, did it even say that they're go? They were. It was kind of obvious that they were going to the zone.
It was.
And if he just challenged Taya, they would have kept the zone, and the game would still. Then ShipShape may have even won the game because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Taya does get a good kill on Kevin. Pine flanks again. I don't really need to say anything else. Just don't flank. Azul has suction bomb rush, which I remember in another
Bad recording. Another bad recording
Teknix.
made by Teknix.
Another bad recording. I think Azul could have just. You don't have to jump. Swimming actually throws the suction bombs more
Faster. You just want to like
faster.
how bubbles.
So,
you just want to go press CL, then press ZR. I mean, press R. You just go in and it goes faster. Same thing with bubbles.
yeah.
I know that jumping it gets the bombs farther,
Except ZR.
but if you want it faster,
You can do a mix
Mhm.
of it. If you want faster to cap zone, do ZL. If you want to throw it, if you want to like zone out, jump.
could you go back? I think a good point was made in the last bad recording. Just more back, more back.
Mhm.
Yeah, right here.
It's good. Okay.
Think right here, the Kevin should not have used that inkjet. You could have used it for later, and 3 people trying to get
Yeah.
kill
I
Taya
think.
is not the best. Taya did stop stalling right
Mhm.
there, but don't use your inkjet that fast. Maybe try to use it afterwards, where you're half the zone, and maybe try to lock out again.
I would even say, don't use inkjet
Paint.
to get kills or paint. Use it to stall people out and get the pressure going. If you use it as a special to be a more defensive special like baller or something, I would recommend going L3 or something else. Inkjet's more of an aggro special, much more of an aggro special. It's for stalling people out. Using Inkjet in a spawn environment is much more useful than using it in a like zone mid environment. A zone mid environment would be more for there's literally everyone here and they're all in the same area. I can just pop Inkjet and literally get a quad. Not for they're trying to cap the zone. There's gonna be a flank on the left and the Agri's back and snipe. Because there wouldn't be much use out of the inkjet there. Which is what Kevin
I also
did.
want to give a little tip to inkjet users on this stage. It's certainly used in higher level gameplay, but I don't see it as much in lower level. But you're on fan, right? And it's all the way up. Use inkjet right here, and then try and go on the top of the fan. You'll get much more coverage, and you won't get pressured by short range, mid range. You only get pressured by long ranges like snipers, which still will be hard to shoot you down.
It'd be hard for them to
But
kill you in that
can shoot
situation.
down on the other team, pressure them very hard, and they won't do any. They can almost do nothing against you. So just try using inkjet next to the wall. Use inkjet in elevated places. Is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna continue playing.
Here comes the big moment. Pretty soon.
Big moment. Kevin was just in the wrong place, wrong time, unfortunately.
It's great special coordination by
Oh, here it is.
Sannakaji.
Yeah. All right, here comes the big funny moment. Big.
Fine, why? 4K,
4K.
man. Why? Why did you? But you know that that Squidback actually just saved the game. You saw right there? Just deleted 2
Oh
people, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. But sadly, the squid bag, it was close. Sadly, there was like if there's only one more frame, they would have been able to win. They may have been able to win cap that zone again.
Mhm.
But nah, the squid bag saved the game. Not cap. Um no cap. But that was the scrim. What do you think both teams should work on?
Not squidbagging. That's it. Yeah.
Parrot.
On
But
serious note, try not to I mean, try to be better at coordinating your pushes, maybe talk more with your teammates on what you're doing, everything on what you're doing. Your special, what you're about to do, who you're attacking, if you need help, whatever. Um, you should also try to do better with special coordination. Just try to rack up specials. If the other team has their specials ready, try to engage and try to lure the specials out so then you can start your own push. Don't push when the other team has specials.
yeah. Oop. um, I think that um both teams definitely needed to work on coordination. Their team pushes were lacking. I think the teams were struggling with them watching flanks being coordinated in mostly all situations. Um, I think the teams need to figure this out, learn this, work together. Like what I said, please, to any team, talk to them. Like it could be in a VC. I would say that'd be more efficient than typing.
Mhm.
I did this with. Oops, sorry if you see this. I did this with Under the Sea version 2.0, and we learned so much. And I think that's one of the things that made us better. We're not godlike, but we're a better team after the talk. So I'd recommend it to any team, just to sit down and talk to them. You don't have to be like, okay, this is such a serious conversation, but but just talk to them about what you have to do in funny Squid
Mhm.
Game.
I guess
Um,
some
like what Teknix
oh
said. Just like what Teknix said, be more coordinated. Better team pushes. Don't skip posture. If you watched the other
of
video,
bad quality.
good for you. If you didn't, bad for you.
Highly recommended. Try to
Um,
pulling up the original VOD to the side. Highly recommend that.
yeah. So then it just don't skip posture. It's in announcements of the Discord server. You just have to scroll
For
up a bit. Um, Skerver. What were you saying, Technics? If you
to add to that team talk or whatever, try to say your problems or what you see during the game. Don't be toxic, of course. Just don't. It's not
yeah,
advised. You're gonna destroy your team like that. But try to say like what you see, what you want them to do in a nice manner. What you guys think you need to do and how to do it and how helping them stop such problem. Just think of those
mhm,
conversations before you talk.
yeah. Um, so I think that's all I have to say. Is there anything else you have to say, Technics?
No, I think that's it. Um,
Okay, so that's going to be the end of this TSW VOD review number 2. Um, if you have anything else to say about the video, comment down below. hit that like button, subscribe to the channel,
Um,
follow our Twitter, join the Discord server,
I
follow our
I have to
Twitter.
say, please leave feedback because that first TSW VOD review quality was very bad, and you guys gave us some tips on how to improve it. So if we have any more mess ups in the future, please tell us. Please DM me, DM Shadow, Teknix hashtag 1852, and
Yeah,
and
your
oh my
mom.
god, you're supposed to say your Discord tag.
Oh, Shadow, Shad the man, number 0966.
And comment down below
Um,
or add us in the TSW server. And yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Hold on. Before we end the video, I have to say something else cringe. Aerospray PG is
New
the
meta.
yeah. I'm not cap.
Hashtag
Not
not
cap.
clickbait.
Gone
Gone
wrong.
wrong. Caught in 4K. Pine caught in 4K. That's it. Pine
Fine.
caught in 4K. Alright,
Alright,
see ya.
bye. I hate you all. Alright, bye. I hate you all.